that's awesome. That's a good resource.
Yeah, it'll be nice. And you can come back to it, right? Like if you liked this menu and you want to do it in a week or two, then you can just come right back to it and do it again. So
yeah.
All right, let's see. We got to find out. All my animals are in the kitchen.
Right, I'm taking my most important thing first. Don't judge.
Oh yeah, that is the most important thing first. Okay, if you're just logging in, you're getting your pots all set. So you'll want a slow cooker out, your muffin tin out, and a pot for chili. And then you'll start gathering up any produce that you're going to be chopping for the egg cups, for the chili, for well, the tacos you can probably do later because that's not going to be that when you serve it.
Did you say to start browning the turkey breast or not?
Nope, not yet. Yeah, so
okay.
we're just gonna start with all of our veggies first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What's everybody gonna put in their egg cups? Did you have something special in mind?
I've got spinach, peppers, mushroom.
Yum.
And maybe a little onion, but I'm not sure about that.
Peppers for me, onions maybe.
Yeah, I'm doing red peppers, mushrooms, a little bit of broccoli, and some onions.
Oh, nice.
Broccoli sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do spinach and onion and red pepper and maybe I have some broccoli. I don't have any fresh broccoli.
Perfect.
I have spinach, peppers. I have some maitake mushrooms from my backyard.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with the, I think they call it hand of the.
That's cool, Carla. Hey, Deanna,
It's frozen.
you know, does anybody know how to use, I've never used these little silicone, or is that basic baking cups? Have you used them before?
Yeah, you can spray the inside and you don't have to put them in a muffin tin. You can just put them on a baking sheet. They'll hold.
Wow.
Oh, they will? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you'll just watch them the same way you would when we're cooking, you know, in the muffin tin. You
Job for you.
to see how
You can take one of these muffin cups and put it in these holes. Okay. Whatever color you want. I got purple, pink, yellow. Green. Okay, thank you.
All right, so if you've got your gear out, your cutting board, your knife, your pots, then go ahead and start chopping up. So now for the egg cups, I was just gonna throw everything I'm gonna dice up into this 2-cup Pyrex, because then I'm just gonna spoon it into my cups, but then I'll have a rough idea. It's roughly 2 cups worth that you'll put in the 12 cups. So that'll be kind of an easy way to measure, you know, what you need.
So it's making 12
muffins, and
oh, I thought it was 6. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's 6 servings because you get 2 muffins.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get out my different muffin thing.
Perfect. And if anyone has any questions at all, I'm going to put the chat up here on the side too, because then feel free to just go ahead and, you know, go in the chat or yell out.
So it's 2 cups of the veggies.
Yeah, 2 cups of veggies. And we will do any meat or cheese a little bit later for the right now we're just focused on all veggies, so we don't have to switch out cutting boards. So you're gonna do 2 cups of veggies for the egg cup. We're gonna do 1 whole bell pepper for chili, 1 onion for chili, small onion, and then 2 sweet potatoes also for the chili. So if you
the number that comes up,
put it in bowls on the side and just kind of have everything ready.
Deanna, do you want us to preheat the oven? Or did you already?
We're going to do that in a little bit because we're going to get our slow cooker going first. And so we'll do that while we're working on our chili. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I just focus right now just on those veggies. 2 cups for egg cups. The 1 full bell pepper diced for chili, 1 onion diced for chili, and then 2 small sweet potatoes diced. You can do 1-inch cubes or a little smaller.
This is so fun. I feel like we should have music and wine.
I know. Well, I do. I have my music going, but it's probably not loud enough for you guys. But feel free to turn on some background music.
Feel free to have the wine.
Yeah, I love to cook with a cocktail.
Are you looking for your wand? Here it is. You're welcome.
So what state's everybody calling in from?
Yeah. Good job. You want the lemon? He's gonna keep it back. That's cool, Liv. You're doing a really good job. Keep doing it, Liv.
Hello.
Hey, Liv.
What's he doing?
Everybody's cooking. Cooking and cutting and chopping and getting food ready. Yeah. Hi, Liv.
Liv, can you move your car? Move your car? Put it away or something? Yeah, that car.
And how's everybody doing? Good?
Good.
Good.
I think I'm probably about halfway through my chopping here.
Hi, Liv.
So is anyone prepping food that you're going to eat tonight for the game?
Yes.
Saving it for later. You are, Beverly?
I'm prepping for tonight and whenever. I'm actually looking forward to these breakfast egg cups.
Yeah, they're good. I unfortunately don't eat eggs because of an allergy, but my son is really excited to have some breakfast already made for him.
Oh, yes. How old is he?
14.
Ah. Yep. I'm anxious to be able to eat it, just take it and go when I go to work.
Yeah, and they're good. I used to eat them all the time, and they're good cold or heated. You know, they're just pretty easy. You can just grab them and go.
Yeah.
And you can change them up so much. I mean, you can make it different every time.
That's right.
What's it? A chrome one?
Yeah, it can drink anything.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's pretty cool, Liv.
In about an hour. You're not on mute, though. Have plenty of food to choose from.
They can? Can it clean up all my dishes when I get done?
Yeah.
Okay.
It can.
That'd be great, Liv.
It can drink everywhere.
Thank
Watch
you.
this. Whoa. Mommy, watch this. Mommy, watch this, Mom. Mommy, watch this, Mom.
Nice, Liv.
All right.
Did you say cut up 1 or 2 sweet potatoes?
So if they're small, 2. if you've got a pretty good size one, then one.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, and then if you are through with the 2 cups of veggies for egg cups, the 1 bell pepper diced, 1 onion diced, small onion. I ended up doing, I have a pretty big onion, so I have about a cup here of diced onion. And I decided a half. 2 small sweet potatoes. Then you can start on any veggies you want to slice up for the week. So if you want to just kind of run your knife through a few things and package it up, that'd be perfect.
The sweet potato, should we do it like in medium-sized cubes?
I'm sorry, what was your question?
The sweet potato, should we do it in like medium-sized cubes? Like,
yeah, it says like a 1-inch cube, but I think, you know, it's going to cook a little bit faster if it's a little smaller. So it's really, I think it's kind of your discretion. It's going to cook 20, 25 minutes. So you don't want them too giant.
I always say, this is like one of my favorite recipes. We love this. Like we had it Friday night and it's something you can make like super fast. But yeah, cut them so that you don't have to cut them up while you're eating.
Yeah.
Like, you know, cut them small enough.
Half-inch squares, kind of.
I think half is perfect. I thought 1 inch on the recipe was a little bit large because that's a pretty good size bite. You're not going to get a lot else with it.
Huge.
It is pretty big. So my husband cut them up the last time this Friday, and I'm like, honey, it's a little too big. He's like, well, it's 1 inch, and I'm like, yeah.
My husband likes to cut things big too. Size measurements a lot.
Well, his are actually really good.
FYI, she said cut it into 1-inch squares.
I did, and they were.
I measure stuff for a living.
And they were a little large. I was ending up like cutting them as I was eating. So
we'll make a note. Half inch.
Half inch.
Don't put your fingers here. I'll get cut off, Liv.
Okay, and if you are through those things, is anybody through those things yet? Because I can give you
Pretty
more
much.
to do.
Pretty close.
Okay, then your next step is we need 4 cloves of garlic minced. And if you are putting the jalapeno in your chili, you'll also want to devein that, seed it, and chop it.
I cheat and I buy the already minced garlic, so.
Well, then you're ready. Yeah, that's not cheating. That's just being prepared.
So should I just put that in anything? Should I mix that with the onion or something?
You don't need to mix it with anything. Just, have it on the side for when we're ready to add it.
Okay. And how much of that would be, do you think?
4 minced is probably going to be 2 tablespoons-ish.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It depends on how big your cloves are.
Yeah.
And how much you love garlic. We always tend to over garlic at our house. Yeah, and that's a good note here. I think Amy brought it up about having already stuff done. All of this, the grocery stores now, dice up everything for you if you are in a hurry and don't have time to do this part of it, right? Just buy it done and make your life easier, right? Just buy it done, make your meal. You still get the homemade meal without all the time into it. So
I don't like to mince garlic. Half of it gets stuck in the garlic mincer, and we need 4 tablespoons, you said?
No. It'd be roughly 2 tablespoons. And yours is going to be a little more concentrated probably. So, I'd go between 1 and 2 probably.
Okay.
If you're actually, doing it on the board loose, it'll end up being about 2 tablespoons, but that usually has some juice in it. So it's probably a little bit stronger.
you said initially 4 cloves, because this on the jar, it says 1/2 teaspoon is about 1 clove.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that if that's what it says, then yeah. So 4 cloves of garlic is what we're mincing for the chili.
You want strawberry juice?
Yeah. Can I have a strawberry yogurt, Mommy?
Did you say mommy?
Sure you can. Can Dad get it for you?
I want those ones.
The drinkable kind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you get me drinkable kind?
Yep.
Strawberry kind, Jenny?
Just trying to cut this up, Libby. Hold on just a second. Can you reach it?
No.
Okay, wait for Dad to come back in and he'll get it for you.
Daddy, I want
You have liquid straw?
Can you please get her one of those liquid yogurts that she's pointing at in a straw?
Here?
Yeah, that strawberry one.
Okay, where's the straws? Where's the butt?
It's on the butt.
What?
Okay, let's recap a little bit and we'll add one thing in. So we should have 2 cups of diced vegetables for egg cups, 1 bell pepper that's diced for chili, 1 onion diced for chili, 2 sweet potatoes diced for chili. And then if you wanted to do any veggies for the week, go ahead and slice those up and throw them into bags or jars or however you do it. We have 4 cloves of garlic minced. And then if you would like to make a grain for the week, this is a great time to start that. So like if you were gonna put your chili on some farro later in the week or some rice or whatever you like to have on hand for a grain, this would be a great time to start that up. 1 cup is roughly 4 servings, sometimes 5, depending on how much water you have to add to things. So it is optional on these. Like for instance, later for your chicken tacos, like I'm gonna make that into a chicken taco bowl, but I'll do it with riced cauliflower. Or if you wanted to do it with a grain, that's a perfect time to do it and skip your taco shells. So yeah. Oh, Christina, hang on. I'm going to unmute you quick. Oh, there you go.
Okay, sorry.
I can tell you're talking.
Yeah, I just said sounds good.
Oh, okay, good. So yeah, so whatever grains work for you for the week, because they're usually good for 4 or 5 days. So whatever sounds good.
Okay.
Lily,
Perfect.
what are you doing in Hawaii? Are you prepping the same things or are you making something different?
I'm doing something different because we're moving this week in between condos, and so I don't want to have a whole bunch of extra food.
Another yogurt?
See, you can even prep from Hawaii on vacation. There's your
man.
inspiration.
We just had snow this morning.
Yeah, see, the East Coast is getting hit again, aren't they?
It was very wet. It's gone and it's melting now. So, but
yeah.
But
I'm ready for spring.
Egg cups are one of my favorites, though. I love making egg cups because you can put anything in them, and literally, I call them my kitchen sink egg cups because you can put anything in them you want.
Right. Yeah. Whatever. Like if you have two tiny little peppers left in the fridge, you can throw them in. Or if you any leftovers that's not enough to eat by itself, just throw it in.
Yeah. Cool. Good to remember.
Well, good. Okay, and then let me know when you are done with this. This will be the end of the prepping portion.
Okay.
We're ready to go. I lied. That's not totally true. If you don't already have shredded cheese, you could shred some cheese right now too for your egg cups. There isn't really an amount. I would say you're somewhere between a half a cup and a cup by the time you kind of put them in each egg cup. So just go ahead and, if you already have shredded cheese, then you're set. If you need to shred some cheese, then go ahead and shred a little bit for the egg cups if you want it in there.
That's amazing. No. You are yogurt powered.
I need yogurt power, yes. I go really fast. Right, Mommy?
Mm-hmm.
Look how fast I go. Daddy, look how fast I go.
Holy cow, that's fast.
That's really how that's fast. I make a lot of yogurt because I'm really faster.
Whoa.
All right, are we ready for some next steps?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna start on the slow cooker chicken. So I'm gonna do the share screen and put the recipe up on the screen, but we're just gonna put those chicken breasts into the slow cooker. Now, if you want it ready around, depending on where you are right now in your dinner time, you might need it to be on high. That's gonna be like 2.5, 3 hours till it's done, or 4 to 5 hours on low. So kind of pick your poison on that one whenever you want your tacos done. We're gonna load the chicken breasts in, and then you can either choose to you know, take a bowl and stir up the ingredients and then pour it on top, or you can just pour it right in, you know, into the crock pot with the chicken and just give it a little swish and it'll be just fine. So I'll share the screen here.
So we don't cut the chicken?
Nope, you just lay the breasts in and you're gonna shred them at the end.
Deanna, is this the same for if you're gonna use an Instapot?
Yeah, so you're just gonna, I don't know, the time is probably somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes. But you could quick Google, let's see if this recipe says it. Because I'm not sure, it does say the Instant Pot version, but some of them do. I don't think it does. I think it's usually around 10 to 15 minutes. Here, let's look it up on our phone real quick, Sue.
Yeah, I can look it up.
Done chicken before that you've?
I have. It's just been a long time because I haven't been eating it.
Yeah. So we're just gonna, it's the chicken broth, the garlic. If you did jalapenos, chili powder, cumin, paprika, salt, bay leaves, and the chicken all into the slow cooker. Give it a stir, cover it, and either go high or low. And is this easy to read, or I can put the link in the chat too, if that's easier to pull up on your own screen.
Deanna, this is for the chicken?
Yep, we're gonna start the slow cooker chicken first.
Okay.
And I'm actually doubling the recipe. It's funny, this looks like such a small amount of chicken to me, but it's right at 2 pounds. So, because with all of us eating it, it won't last very long around here. And this recipe, I actually do something really similar to this too, where I put salsa in with this to cook, and it freezes great if you don't eat it all right away or get tired of it, right?
Okay. 2 teaspoons. I said 2 tablespoons of chili powder. 2 tablespoons, okay.
Yeah, and 2 tablespoons of cumin. So it's gonna have some good flavor.
Could say.
If you don't have smoked paprika, you can use the regular, can't you?
If you don't have what?
If you don't have smoked, I have just a little bit of smoked paprika. I don't have enough.
Yeah, and you don't even have to sub in regular paprika will just change the color. So you can just use the smoked that you do have. It's really about the flavor with that one.
3/4 of a teaspoon is all.
Throw in what you've got, and then you could do I think you'll be fine with the chili powder and the cumin, and not even if you don't have enough smoked paprika.
Seems long. Okay.
So, chicken.
Let's make a little side note. I'm actually doing less chili powder because ours is kind of spicy. So I think if I do the full amount, we're gonna have a hard time with it.
My husband will probably love it. I like the milder spices, but
yeah, I don't like it to be hot, but I like it to be really flavorful.
Right. I think my husband puts Tabasco sauce on everything. He likes the hot. Okay.
All right, we get to set it and forget it. So anything else past the chicken breasts, that's just for eating it later. You know, the cilantros and the salsa, and you know, this is really customizable to whatever you're gonna have later, however you want to have it later. So after it's done in either 2.5 to 3 hours or 4 to 5 hours, whichever you chose, then you'll just go into it. You can remove the chicken and shred it with forks, or you may even be able to do it within the crock pot if it's shredding easy enough.
It's only 1 cup of chicken broth, so it doesn't even cover the top, right?
Right, yeah. So it's just gonna be enough where it kind of creates a sauce, but it's not gonna be very saucy by the time it's done. Like the chicken will soak that up pretty well. And like I'd said earlier, so like this is a similar recipe that I do where I'll put like a 1/2 cup of salsa in too. So if you like it more tomatoey or you like to have more sauce with it, you can totally customize it with that, or add green chilies in, or, you know, this one's really easy to add to while it's cooking and make it a little different each time.
Okay.
All right, so our next order of business after your crock pot is set, we're gonna turn on the oven to 375 so it can preheat. And then we're gonna start on our chili.
So if in the chicken, if we want to add salsa or something or chopped tomatoes, we do it while it's cooking.
You can, or you can add it later. Either, it's totally up to you. Like I actually do it in my Dutch oven a lot of times, and I'll let this sit in the oven for an hour and a half at 300 to cook chicken. And I'll just throw a half a cup of salsa and some chicken broth and the same seasonings and just set it in the oven.
Okay.
So it's really up to you, however you like it.
Okay. Good.
And it's nice if you get a fresh made salsa, not usually not jarred or preserved salsas. They don't have a lot of sugar added generally. It's just the vegetables. So eat as much as you want. You know what I mean? It's not like you're adding anything you don't want or isn't good for you. So.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. So ovens at 375. And if you want to spray your cup now, we're not going to do it right away, but you're welcome to spray those muffin tins now.
We don't need to if we've got paper cups in it, do we? Or should we?
Oh, you don't need to. I haven't ever done eggs in paper cups, so you'll have to let us know how it goes.
Ah, okay.
I've only done it in silicone and then just sprayed the pan.
Ah, okay. Well, I've got spray. I could do either, but
I'll just
I'll try the cup. If they stick terribly, I'll never use them again.
Right, yeah.
Well, mine stuck to the pan once, and that was terrible. So I'd rather have them stick to the cups than the pan. So
yeah.
All right, and I'm going to leave this up for you for a little bit longer for everybody to finish on this recipe. But what we'll start now is, so your turkey chili pot. So put just a little bit of olive oil in the bottom. And I personally like to caramelize my onions first, and then I add the turkey meat. The recipe says brown your turkey meat and then add the onions. So you go with your preference, however you like to brown up turkey meat, but add just a little bit of olive oil in there. We'll get that turned on. And I'm really bad at this myself, so I'm really talking to myself right now, but you can also kind of pick up a few dishes as you're going and get those in the dishwasher or get them out of the way as we're cooking and moving things around. Okay. Is everybody done with the chicken? If not, is everybody done with the chicken?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing here. Stop share.
Wow.
Okay, so We've got onions going or ground turkey, whatever your preference is right away. What do you, oh, sorry, hang on, Lily. I can't see what you were doing.
So we haven't put the ground turkey or beef in yet. We're just doing the onions, correct?
Yeah, I'm an onions first person. So it's yes, it's totally up to you on that one.
Okay.
Okay, hang on. I need to, oops, let's see. Let's go back to here. Turkey chili. Okay, and these are all in the Beachbody blog. So they're out front on just a regular website, and I can have those links for everybody too when we're done. Okay, so here we are on the turkey chili recipe. We're just gonna get the turkey cooked or your onions browned. I like to do onions first, then add my turkey, or onions, peppers, and then add my turkey.
Should we add the pepper also now before the
like yep, yeah, that'd be great. I like to get a little bit of brown on my onion before I do anything. We're just weird like that in our house. We don't like anything that tastes like boiled onions. So I make sure it gets a little caramelization first. Now I don't usually have Rotel, but I always have a can of green chilies, and I always have some kind of can of tomato, right? So you can definitely, like if you have diced tomatoes, I just take my immersion blender and blend them real quick if I need tomato sauce. But it's kind of a nice option to just have a basic can of this kind of stuff around, so you can, you know, then you can make this recipe anytime you want. It's like we always have frozen turkey in the freezer, always have cans of tomatoes, always have green chilies, and it just makes it super easy to just throw this together. I am subbing for this one too. I'm not a huge fan of sweet potatoes, but I do really like black beans. So I'm putting a can of black beans in instead of the sweet potatoes, which is another great way that you can change this up the next time you make it if you want it a little different.
So if we like both, I'd like to add some beans too. How much beans do you put? Like a cup or something? Or
I just do a can, which is just a little over a cup by the time you drain it.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, if you're adding in both, I mean, you can, it's just going to be quite a bit more carbs per serving. So right now, this recipe is really evenly balanced, where it's like a serving of veggies, a serving of protein, and a serving of carbs. So it's like the perfect lunch. But if you add more in, then you just, you know, kind of make note of that with whatever nutrition plan you're following, that you're having a little bit more carbs with it.
I am skipping the turkey and just doing the beans and the sweet potatoes. So
perfect. Yeah, that's another great option. And do you do one can, Kim, or are you going to do 2 cans of beans?
One can. I'm going to do 1 can of beans, and then I have the sweet potatoes. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's the other nice thing. 2 of the recipes we have going today can be meatless, right? The eggs and the chili can both be meatless and delicious. So while you're waiting for everything to brown up, you can start opening cans.
Now, I usually wait till my meat's a little bit cooked before I add in any garlic, just so that I'm not burning that garlic, because it can kind of make it bitter if it gets a little too dark. So I usually kind of get things situated and then I'll throw the garlic And like I mentioned, I've only got diced tomatoes right now, so I'm just gonna throw my immersion blender in here real quick, make my tomato sauce pretty quick, and then it's what I need.
So you put garlic in this too. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, did I put the garlic in the wrong recipe?
Right, you can have some garlicky chicken. Now you can just add some to this too.
Yeah.
It's all good. Now, if you're a sour cream fan with your chili, I like to do a dollop of plain Greek yogurt. It's a protein. To me, it tastes the same once it's in there and once you kind of stir it a little bit, and it's nice and creamy, but it's a good option if you want to stick a little closer to getting some more protein, or if you're following one of the nutrition plans. Okay, so I've got garlic in, turkey in, onion, red pepper. I'm gonna throw my seasonings in, get it stirred around a little bit, and then I'll add everything else. We can lid it and let it sit. And this recipe also freezes really well.
I added a lot more of the diced tomatoes too, so I'm really carving it up. But you got to get the consistency you like, right? So.
Yeah, well, but you're not really adding that many carbs with tomatoes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, you're totally fine. I'm probably a little bit light because I'm not doing the can of Rotel and the can of tomato sauce, but I'm doing a lot more chilies than what Rotel would have.
We love Rotels. We put Rotels in everything. I hardly make anything without Rotels.
Yeah, it's really good. You know, that's a label we should look at, Kim.
Oh, yeah. You have any problem with sugar? Is there sugar in there?
I don't know. We should look, though.
I'll be crushed.
I know.
Tomatoes, water, chopped green peppers. That's it. Salt. Cilantro. No sugar. Yay.
Okay, good. Perfect.
I'm trying a cup of the black beans with the sweet potatoes.
Perfect. All right, now if you did beans and not sweet potatoes, you're practically ready to eat at this point. The sweet potatoes now will cook for 20 to 25 minutes. So you can just lid that and let it go on low once it kind of gets up to that simmer temp. And I'm gonna spray my muffin tins now. So if you're on to the next step and need something to do, spray your muffin tins and start kind of organizing yourself for egg cups. All right, we're doing pretty good too. We're right at an hour and we probably got, you know, 10, 15 minutes-ish. Because once we put the egg cups in the oven, you're pretty much done until they're done, right? Like, and then everything is just kind of finishing up. So it's pretty good. We'll have 3, you know, full meals for several days, depending on how many people are eating. Less than an hour and a half.
Chili, the sweet potatoes aren't necessarily covered with liquid.
Right. It is going to create more liquid as it cooks. Yeah. So we're going to want to stir it occasionally too to make sure your sweet potatoes get down in there as it goes. But yeah, you're right. There's not a lot of liquid.
Right. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. But did you do the 3/4 cup of water?
I did.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. Yep. It'll liquefy a little more as it heats up and cooks and boils. All right, I'm gonna lid mine. And if your muffin tin is greased and you're ready for the next step, we're gonna start cracking a dozen eggs.
Can we put them in with the peppers?
I wasn't going to. I'm just gonna crack them all in a bowl, whisk them, and I'm gonna do these 2 steps separately.
Okay.
So we can decide chicken or the egg, right? If you want to put your veggies in first or put your eggs in first. But
we're gonna pour them in the cup separately.
Right. But in the end, they'll all be like the same level.
Right. Okay.
Did you say if we're putting cheese in the egg cups, they go in first?
No, not necessarily. We can do it at any stage. I would probably put either eggs first or veggies first, then some cheese, and then whatever you're doing last. And we can also take a spoon and just kind of do a little, or a knife and just do a little stir too, to make sure everything gets kind of assimilated. Does anybody have their own chickens where you're getting your own eggs?
I wish.
I know, right? I actually have some homegrown ones this time because my husband's uncle has chickens, so every once in a while.
Yeah, a friend of ours has some, and they bring us some every once in a while.
Yeah, it's a nice treat.
Yeah,
they're way darker.
Actually, when I walked the dog, I found somebody in our neighborhood has chickens.
Oh, that's
good. Dog discovered.
Yeah, we have some around here too, and we're in the suburbs. I think you can have hens, just no roosters.
You can have hens, no roosters, and there's a certain number, like you can have 10 or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Downtown Rockville, chickens. Who knew?
Okay, is everybody done with the chili? Make sure.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna
go to the next recipe here. Now this one is really just a basic recipe. So it's gonna have 12 different options for how you make it. So there's really not much to look at here, right? Because basically we're gonna whisk up our eggs. We're going to add equal amounts of egg to each cup. We're gonna add equal amounts of veggies to each cup, equal amounts of cheese. If you had any kind of meat you wanted to put in it, that can go in now too. And then we're gonna bake them for 15 to 18 minutes. You'll just wanna make sure that the centers get done. The hard part, you can insert a toothpick to see if the egg's done, but you're also gonna have some liquid just from, you know, the veggies and other things in it, creating some liquid, so.
And do we put the salt and pepper in now?
So I would put this, yeah, I'd put salt and pepper in your eggs. And then whisk up your eggs.
Hey, what are we cooking next week?
Right?
It's fun.
It's nice to get it all done.
Yes.
And you know, if you have a quarter cup, that's gonna be pretty close to a whole egg. I'm gonna use this ladle and hope for the best. But so you kind of just have to, you know, eyeball it to some extent, and then still make sure you have room for your veggies, and do whichever one you want first. If you want to do, you know, like take 2 teaspoons of veggies first and put those in each cup and then pour the eggs in, that works too.
So a cup per, yeah.
A quarter cup per cup should work out to be about an egg, because it's, you know, we're doing an egg.
Okay. Let's see.
So for me, it's working out to be about a heaping, you know, kitchen teaspoon for 1 cup. And I think I'm gonna throw my cheese on top of the veggies, just a little bit in there, and then I'll put my egg on top. And this would be, you know, I mean, you could do like Greek style and have, you know, feta and spinach and sun-dried tomatoes. There's so many options. So this recipe that's on here has like 12 different ways to make egg cups.
Try.
They look so pretty. They look like a little party.
I love it. These would be like a great little brunch serving, you know what I mean? Like if you have like a little party someday when we can have parties again.
When we can have parties, that's right.
Gotta take a picture of these cute little cups. All right, so and if you want to, you know, if you feel like things aren't spread out enough or got, you know, you can always stick a spoon in there, poke it, kind of make sure it's all swimming in the egg pool. And then it's time for the oven.
Oh, my last one's having less veggies in it. Well.
I know it's funny how you get to the end and you're like, oh, you're out of luck. I ran out of cheese at 11 and 12.
I think I like putting the veggies. I did half with the veggies in first and then half with the egg first. And I think I like it. It looks like it's going to soak in better with the veggies in the cup first and then the egg for me.
Yeah, I think that works best for me too. And don't forget to give your chili a stir, especially if you got those sweet potatoes in there.
Smells so good. Mm.
You could have an egg cup with chili on top for breakfast.
I put a whole 28-ounce can of tomatoes in that chili. Just
you know, funny? I think I usually do too, because I ended up putting a little bit more tomato in.
Yeah.
I think I usually use the bigger can too, because I usually don't have the Rotel.
But I've never made chili with sweet potatoes in it. And we make chili like every weekend almost. So.
Well, you'll have to tell us what you think.
I know, I'm excited. Usually I cook it in the crock pot like we did the chicken, but I just put everything chili in there and then the chicken shreds at the end.
Oh yeah, perfect.
So what's the best way to warm these up to eat?
Oh, I microwave.
Just microwave for a couple minutes, wrap them up.
Oh, I would say like a few seconds, like 20 seconds okay. Maybe. I bet it heats up pretty quick.
Okay. Cool.
I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody has any questions as we're kind of wrapping up or.
So we put these in for how long? 15 to 18 minutes?
15 to 18 minutes, yep. And you'll just have to see at that 18, you know, in that mark how it's looking. If you can pick it with your finger, you'll be able to tell if it's really soft in the middle. It's a little hard too, because it's like cheese will make it feel soft, but you'll just have to go off of what you're thinking, what you're seeing in there. We can take suggestions for the next meal prep class.
Yeah, I want to know what is it, the tiki chicken?
Oh, the chicken tiki masala. Yes, I love that one.
Masala. I would love to do that one.
And we could even do, like, I have a butter chicken recipe. It's Indian butter chicken. It's so good too. It's kind of similar flavor profile. Mm-hmm. It's got a little more sauce, but oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I would love either one of those. You know what I made today? I like winged it with a Shakeology cake, you know, where you mix it.
Oh yeah, like a mug cake?
Yeah, mug cake. Yeah, it was delicious. I'm sorry I figured it out.
Kim, you'll have to send me that, how you did it, the recipe and everything. It looked good.
You know, I kind of looked at some and then just made it up combining a couple. So I just mashed a banana in the cup, and then I added like a scoop of Shakeology and an egg, and mixed them around, and 2 teaspoons of chocolate chips. and put it in for about 2 minutes. It was delicious.
Oh, I bet that was
In
good.
the oven? You did it in the oven or?
No, microwave.
Oh, microwave? Oh, wow.
And it looked better if I dumped it out of the cup, so I dumped it out of the cup. Very hot. It was very hot.
Was it the Shakeology liquid form or just the powder?
No, just the powder. I did it with vanilla because that's what I had, but you could use chocolate if you had it.
Yeah.
I didn't have any peanut butter, so I was looking for a recipe without peanut butter for it.
Yeah. That looks good. Sounds good. I'll have to do that after I've eaten the egg cups.
There you go. Yeah, there's a chocolate hummus recipe I want to make that's on Fixate for like you can dip your fruit in it and stuff. That looks so good. So we should do that, one of those, and we could do like a snack on our.
Yeah, I like that. I saw that today too. I was wondering how that was.
Yeah, it looks delicious.
Yum. How's it smell?
Thank you so much, Dan.
Yeah.
I like having the shredded chicken for the week. Like you can do anything with it.
You can, yeah. I mean, we'll make quesadillas with it and, you know, whatever. Any kind of bowl.
Yeah, well, that's right. We just discovered we had a quesadilla maker and my son's been using it all the time.
Oh, really? Oh, fun. Great. Great.
With the little corn tortillas.
All right. I don't want to rush anybody. Is anybody still using the recipe on here?
I got it. I'm good.
Good? Okay. I'm going to stop sharing.
All right.
Thank you so much for this.
Oh my gosh, it's been so fun. I mean, it helps us all, right? It's like you done and
I love it.
It was really fun. I'll never want to food prep alone.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean I have to be in my kitchen by myself? That's no fun.
I feel like I've done it faster this way than if I would have just done it on my own.
I think that's true too. Because I did this last week with someone and I was like, oh my gosh, it didn't even hardly take me any time at all. So this was perfect.
Yeah.
Should we take a picture really quick? We can show how fun we had.
I think so.
All right, big smiles. Cheese.
Oh, we lost Lily.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well.
We'll put her picture in.
Thank you so much. It was
You're welcome. And so I will get this recording out to the coaches. And so if you want the recording to do this again, I'll also have the links for the recipes, but it's all in the Beachbody blog, and which is also in a really great place to search for anything because they honestly have so many great recipes. So delicious.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys. It was so great.
Have a good day.
See you.
Carla,
Bye.
Thank
you.
Christina. Thanks, Steve.